Hello everyone. Today I will be explaining 5 technical questions from the CCNA exam. Let's start with the first question. The first question is about wireless networking. It asks, when we deploy the IEEE 802.11 protocol standard, that is, when connecting to a wireless network, how can we ensure stability as we move between floors and buildings? For this thing, we must use this fast transition, this thing, and then we must exclude A and D first. We must use this configuration. Then this configuration has two types, two options. One is 802.11, 802.1x authentication, and the other is this PSK, and then this 802.1x authentication. The title does not require it involves authentication, so we don't necessarily have to use this authentication. And this is suitable for enterprises. This Radius server supports this called EAP authentication. Since there are no specific requirements, we can simply choose a straightforward PSK option. So for this question, we select C. Let's look at the correct answer. The correct answer is C. Alright, let's look at the second question. The second question says, please refer to this diagram. And then it says that as engineers, we need, without modifying the existing configuration, to add this new VLAN here. There's a newly added VLAN 104, and insert this new VLAN into the existing trunk link. This is testing the configuration, and the operation method is as follows. When we configure which VLANs are allowed to pass through the switch's trunk port, the configuration method is like this, right? From 100 to 104, this is 100. So this means adding 100, 101, 102, 103, and 104 altogether. But if we configure it like this, it will only include 104, only 104. Then all means all VLANs are passed. And now we need to add 104 after the original 100, 101, 102, and 103. We only want to add it, so we use add here, which means to increase. So the correct answer to this question is D. Let's look at the correct answer, is D. Alright, question 3. The third question is about the generative protocol. For the third question, it says, besides discarding when we run rapid spanning tree, 802.1W, what are the other two states it goes through? Choose 2. So rapid spanning tree protocol, or RSTP, doesn't have the speaking state, or the listen state, or even the blocking state. Instead, it has the learning, and forwarding states. That is, learning and forwarding, only those two states are present. So the correct answers are D and E. Alright, choose D and E. Alright, let's look at question 4. Question 4 asks, which type of interface must we configure to connect to this kind of centralized architecture? Specifically, the lightweight access point within it. For lightweight access point, we just need to configure it in access mode, since its network isn't very large, right? We don't need too many things like multiple VLANs passing through, or automatic configuration with the console port. None of that is necessary, right? And management mode isn't needed either. Just use access mode and set the size. That's enough. Let's check the correct answer, access mode. Alright, question 5. Question 5, this question is a bit long. He said to refer to the diagram, and then gave 3 conditions. These conditions are for all traffic. The first condition is to perform a complete configuration for all traffic. Then the second one says, SWI. Which one is SWI? It's this one. The configuration and deployment for this device and so on have already been completed. After the deployment was completed, SW4 and SW9 were also configured. That is, the 0, 0 interface of SW4 was configured. Therefore, SWUNet sees the 0, 1 interface of SW4. The 0, 1 interface, which is this access interface, has already been configured. And then he mentioned a 0, 0 interface, but SW4 doesn't have a 0, 0 interface, right? And then for SWI, its interfaces have also been configured. What it probably means is that all these access layer interfaces have already been set up. So, to sum up, the main idea of this requirement is for us to direct the PC traffic, that is, how to send the PC traffic here so that it can communicate with each other without affecting the link above. That means we should route it through the lower path, right? If we go through here, which interfaces will the traffic pass through? We'll just configure those interfaces. There are actually a lot of answers for this, and they're all written together. Actually, the correct answer is this one, which is option C. Let's look at SW4 first. The interface 07 on SW4, that's option A. The 02 interface on SW4, the 02 interface is this one on the right. We configure this interface to trunk mode, and for its allowed VLANs, we allow VLAN 14 and 108. 14 VLAN 14 and 108. This means that communication between the two, as well as VLAN 108, is all permitted between them, right? If you only allow one of them, then there will be two devices among these that cannot communicate with each other, right? So here, VLAN 14 and 108 are allowed. Then for SW11, the 02 interface on device 11 has the same configuration. It also allows VLAN 14 and 108 and is set to trunk mode, right? Then it's 0. One interface is the uplink interface. This interface is also configured as a trunk port because the interface that connects to another switch in Cisco's view, all the interfaces connecting switches to each other are trunk links, right? So this interface is also set as a trunk, and VLAN 14 and 108 are allowed through as well. The interface above is configured the same way. So the correct answer is B. Let's take a look at the correct answer. It's B. As for the other incorrect answers, it's because on some of their links, specifically on the trunk links, they didn't allow the corresponding VLANs through. You can check that for yourself. Alright, let's submit. If you want to learn Cisco technologies or get access to Cisco question banks, feel free to message me privately or leave a comment below the video for technical discussion.